Right, so I'm here to talk to you on a participant's perspective on clinical trials. I've volunteered for 3 trials so far, 2 for malaria and 1 for typhoid. Basic backstory, I saw an advertisement on Daily Information Oxford, a local advertising board online, very popular in these parts, and was interested. And then didn't do anything then, but then I saw a stall at Oxford Brookes Freshers' Fair and got the opportunity to ask questions face to face, which was when I signed up to take part, or at least to go in for the screening. I live nearby, so it was convenient, not a big time commitment, which is one good thing. And when I looked into it, it was less of a risk than I might have expected. One of my reasons for volunteering is to help people. And I have a great deal of respect for doctors, which might be to do with the fact they saved my sister's life, who was born with a congenital heart defect. But what people generally, ask, they go, why would you want to get sick? If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Well, we're lucky to live in a country where diseases like malaria and typhoid are non-existent. Right? So, in countries where it's prevalent, they don't, they don't have that choice. I quote, "Malaria remains a major public health risk problem for approximately 260 million cases, with 6,055 deaths worldwide in just 1 year." And that's versus, in the last 10 years, only 4 participants out of more than 300 challenged with malaria in Oxford have required hospital admission. And there have been no long-term problems with participants challenged with malaria. And then for typhoid, the fever affects 30 million people worldwide each year, of whom approximately 200,000 die. So that's versus sort of 2,000 people who have been studied with typhoid approximately, all of whom have made a complete recovery. So, as in help a lot of people, but not. Of course, they are deadly diseases, so there is a risk of death for participating. But that's risk of death if untreated. I'm going to get the treatment. My experience is that, first time I went on a study for malaria, I was not ill at all. Nice, that was very nice. The vaccine protected me. So I was then re-challenged a year later to see if the vaccine would still protect me. Unfortunately, it didn't. So I got a little bit ill from that. But it's not the same as if you contract a disease naturally, where you don't necessarily know what you've got and you don't have a timetable. During studies, we have a timetable, know exactly what to expect. The screening process, a doctor sat down with me, told me, absolutely everything. It took about an hour of explaining, and made sure, checked to make sure I understood, gave me a health check, even a sort of, tested state of mind, sort of emotions, that sort of thing, to make sure I'm healthy to volunteer, in the right state of mind to volunteer, and got my informed consent. And something that was very important to me then, is important to me now, was the ability to withdraw from the study at any time if I chose to, which is very reassuring and puts the control very much in the volunteers' hands. Typhoid was a blinded trial. So I didn't know whether I was getting the vaccine or I was getting the placebo. I got the placebo. So I wasn't well for that. Fever, vomiting, that sort of thing. Funnily enough, it wasn't as bad as one of my migraines. Which I don't know what that says. Probably says a lot about how bad migraines are. There are no sort of direct benefits to volunteering. I think, there are sort of indirect benefits, like I'm not afraid of needles anymore. I'm extremely good at hand washing. I think and it indirectly benefits you because it benefits, the human race, as it were, to develop new vaccine, new medical technologies. In that way, that it benefits us all. And I actually enjoy volunteering, strange as it may seem. The staff are very caring. Many of them have actually volunteered themselves, so they have, good empathy with the participants. The communication is excellent. There's 24-hour help around the clock, so anytime feeling a bit ill can ring somebody up and they'll come take care of you. Fits around working life. The downsides, well, we wouldn't like getting ill's a downside, I guess, but kind of signed up for that. Sometimes you have to wait a bit for to actually go in for the blood tests and that sort of thing. It'd be nice if you kind of could go in a bit faster, I suppose. This is probably unrealistic, but if every blood tester managed to get the vein first time, that would be wonderful. I think keeping in touch afterwards and sort of informing participants how the research is going would be nice. But I mean, that might be planned. It might just be that, but research takes a long time. So perhaps in 20 years I'll actually hear something. Okay. Having participated, I feel, it was a worthwhile thing to do, and I would do it again. I think, it's nice to think that the world's, a better place for having you in it. And, volunteering sort of makes me feel that way. So I'm very proud to have volunteered. Okay, I'm done.